Alright, so while my JJK updates, and it's probably going to take a while, why don't we check out Maki's kit? She's a new Maki, and I'm actually pretty excited. I might do a couple summons for her. We'll see how I go about it. Now, I might wait for the 25th, because on the 25th, we have a new unit revealed, or units, I don't know how that's going to go. But we do have Maki's full kit here, and we're going to go to it. So, she's blue. She's blue. And I'm actually pretty happy with that, because this is our first, like, full blue, true DPS. Yuji Taijutsu, but he's more of a support. Toto does a lot of Taijutsu DPS, but is also more of a tank. So we'll see how this goes. 12,000 Taijutsu. Now, this is the thing. Because she has only one stat, it's usually higher, right? So, like, she has higher... Her ult is going to have a higher stat than Sukuna, for example, right? Because, like, imagine, Sukuna, his ult is fully Jujutsu, where Maki's is fully Taijutsu, but because she only has Taijutsu, it's going to be, like, kind of, even if her buffs are lower, it's going to scale higher, right? Or Tincho, right? Sure, he has Taijutsu, but she also has, at max, 2,000 more, or actually, yeah, 2,000 more max stats than Tinjo. Or for red, even let's check Toji. She has way better stats than Toji, which is wild. So her HP is lower, but her Taijutsu stat almost 2,000 higher. It's about 1,500, which is really good. Now her ult gauge is very high, but we're gonna check out all of that. So skill 1. Wow, even a skill 1's very long. So increases own ult gauge charge rate by 35% for 2 turns. Insane, considering her ult gauge is like one of the highest in the game. I think there's someone at 1800, but is she at 17? Yes, 17. Is Degumi at 17? Like, this is how high it is, right? But she's getting 35%. That's very good. Then it gives herself flying kunai state to sell for 2 turns. Then, if you have other buffs active, it's going to additionally apply cutting knife for 50% crit rate, or all out full sword for 15% additional ult gauge, which puts in total 50% ult gauge charge rate, but this one's 3 turns. And she's going to be getting her ult quick, very quick. Now, skill 2. 450 Taijutsu increases Taijutsu by 35%. Now, flying kunai is given on the skill 1. Okay. Interesting. So, 35%. And then increases damage reduction rate and evasion chance from the Heavenly Restriction auto skill by 29.6%. Now, where is this auto skill? Okay. I see. Actually, this is really good. This is actually pretty good. Remember, she needs no CE, by the way. The thing is with this, right? Okay. So what I'm thinking of is, like, this is just an extra 30% damage reduction and dodge if you use this. And then you get cutting knife for 2 turns. So that's going to be for this skill. So it's like they buff each other, right? And because she takes 0 CE, it's pretty decent. And if she has flying kunai active, she gets another 25% taijutsu, which means this is in total 60% taijutsu. And why that's pretty decent is because of her high taijutsu stat, and it's only taijutsu, right? So 60% is maybe a bit low. I could definitely agree to that, but in total it's going to give you a nice 120, right? And then if you have all out full sword, you get 10% damage reduction. My only problem is if it was like 4 turn buffs, you would be eating, right? You really would. Now skill 3 gives all out full sword if flying kunai is active, extra ult gauge, and then if cutting knife is active, which is given by the skill 2, an extra 50% crit damage for 3 turns. And it's a 600. Now her ult in total is a 1200% taijutsu. Okay. She gets a guaranteed crit on the 4th hit, but it's only 50% crit damage, and she fills ult gauge by 110. Now let's read this. I'm gonna make my thoughts afterwards. So she gets 10% taijutsu and 7% damage reduction each wave, which means, like, second wave you should have this twice, so 20% total. And then the fewer the enemies, the more taijutsu damage. If there's one enemy, you're at 30%. 225. So if there's one or two, you're at a pretty decent amount. And then at the start of the battle, recovers 2% of own HP at the start of each turn, reduces damage received by 8%, and evades enemy chance 8%. So my guess, how I would do things, is use... Oh, wait. So, I think I'd use the skill 1, skill 3, give me alt gauge. No. We're just going to use this. I think just the 35 is enough. I'd probably use this twice, then go into the skill 2. And is it enough? Because she's at 1700. So I'm kind of trying to think, right? Like, could you pull this off? Like, I think you could. What if you use this first, give you the all-out full sword state, and then you go and use this twice. That's 50% twice. And then maybe start using this. Right, because then you're going to probably want to use the taijutsu total 60%. So that's 60, that gives you 120 on top of 20, so that's 140. And then that could get up to 170%, which is actually decent. Her alt damage is decent-ish. Guaranteed crit is going to help, but it's not going to be super crazy. Overall though, Maki's here. Let's check out the animation. So I'm like, I kind of fuck with her. I'm not sure how good she's gonna be, but I do kind of fuck with her. That's something I do want to get across. Is she don't seem too bad. She does. Hello. She does not seem too bad. If I'm being honest, right? She doesn't seem that bad. The tier I'd put her on is probably like I'd say she's S+ right now. That's my current range. She could be top of S+. Now, I just want to see Yuji, for example, as he is single target. So his ult is 1200 with a lot more to it. He doesn't get any, like, outright taijutsu buffs besides the... Oh, it's 100. Okay, no, I don't think Maki's going to be on that level. Nah. But she has higher stats by 2k, so it's like, I don't know. I'm actually not sure on that then. Maybe she's more this range? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Like, if we're saying this Maki is here, but she does get a big damage increase. Yeah, she does get a very big damage increase. Yeah, I'm not too sure yet. I'm really not too sure. I think she has a good chance to be good. I'm just not sure. I like her fit though. It's fire. Let me know what you guys think though. I would say that for blue, like she is pretty much the first taijutsu, so it's definitely not gonna hurt, right? It's not gonna hurt if you do get her from like tickets or something. I think she'd be pretty fun unit. I just don't think she was probably undertuned a bit. Her stat is very high. That's the thing. What's the other Maki looking like? Yeah, she's really high stats. It's kind of crazy to think about. Not this. So it's kind of no, not this either. Not that either. Heike forgot where it is here. Yeah. So it's like, oh, that's a nice art. It's a very nice art. She looks good. It's unfortunate she doesn't have her own recollection bit, but we'll have to see. I think this one's gonna be the best one anyway. No, like-minded's gonna be the best because if she crits, but you can't get crits on her. So maybe you're just gonna run this. I think. Yeah, you're probably just gonna run this. I think what would have maybe helped. Maybe is if this thing was also to damage increase, right? Because then you'd be going crazy. You really would. So we'll have to see. It just kind of sucks because this is 3 turn buffs, but you can only do it twice, maybe even once. I'm not sure. She seems very odd, but we'll see how it works. Thank you guys for watching the video. Let me know what you think. Bye bye.